Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this reading. My name is Katza, and we're going to do what we do. If you know how we do, then you know how things go. If you don't know, really quickly, let me give you a breakdown of how this is going to go. I called in my spirit team, and they're going to tell me what deck to use, what cards to pull, where to shuffle, what not to shuffle, how many cards to pull for the collective that is going to come to this. I don't have a specific message that I intend when I come into these readings. The cards and the message comes out and speaks for themselves when spirit asks me to. I will say a little prayer, so you're going to hear a little bit of a pause before I then clear the deck for this reading. These readings are a little bit heavier. They typically don't deal with really light, friendly topics, although they do on occasion. But mostly what the type of readings that I do is really transformative readings. It's the messages that you don't really want to hear always, but that you need to hear. These are not always going to be feel-good readings. In fact, the majority of my readings are not feel-good readings. They are designed to make you uncomfortable and to challenge you. So without further ado, let's get into this. Say a quick prayer before we begin. Okay, this was the deck I was told to use right out of the gate. They had me pull it up. 4 cards. I'm told they'll all fall out. And if that shuffle was any indication, this might take a bit. One, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And the bottom. Okay, and the bottom. So, the void. We start off with the void. Okay, this is not surprising. We start off with Numite and Black Dahlia. Okay, the void. A lot of you right out of the gate, you're feeling lost. Those of you in this collective, you're lost. You have, you're probably in a space of being really stagnant. You're in a space of really being not present. You're not in your body. Okay, you're not here. You're not here. A lot of you are going through a massive transformation right now. Okay, you're going through a massive spiritual awakening. Those of you that are in this group, this might be your first spiritual awakening. For some of you, I feel like this might be your third or fourth spiritual awakening. The veil is being removed, is what I'm hearing. The veil of the world, the veil of what is occurring is being removed. It's being pulled back. The blindfold is being removed. They're showing me the Rider-Waite 2 of Swords card. And for those of you who don't know that card, don't have my Rider-Waite deck within arm's reach at the moment, sorry. But that card, the woman is holding the 2 swords and her arms are crossed and she's blindfolded. And in that card, all the woman has to do is lower her swords and take her blindfold off and walk away. This is giving me immediately the vibe of starting to put down the swords and you're starting to remove the blindfold now. You've realized you can set the swords down and you're willingly removing the blindfold, and now you're seeing the reality. You're seeing what's actually there. You're seeing what's happening. We have the Stromalite and Fern, right? Strip back and simplify, look to your origins, okay? Where is it that you're from? A lot of you are going back. A lot of you need to be doing inner child healing. Okay, that's a huge message. There's going to be a mass amount of you that are going to be doing inner child healing with this collective, this group. A lot of you are going to be benefit from journaling, from meditation, specifically guided meditations. And specifically, there's a group of you that will benefit from guided meditations that deal with chakra realignments. And also, I'm being told that some of you need to do shamanic healing. You need to find a shamanic practitioner and have shamanic healing done, there's a word that I'm looking for. They're showing me the process, and I know the process, I just can't think of the phrase right now. Soul fragments, you need to have like your soul fragments collected and returned to you, okay? With this collective, there's definitely this sense of needing to strip back the layers of everything that you knew and reevaluate how you see the world, reevaluate how you view society, reevaluate how you see things unfolding. For a lot of you, this is going to change your business. It's going to change your social media. It's going to change your relationships. There's going to be this feeling of a mini tower moment, not a full tower, but like a mini tower moment. Okay. I'm getting that again, for most of you, this was a multiple tower situation or a multiple awakening situation. Okay, we've got the golden apple here, which deals with rewriting. Okay, it deals with looking at things. You're realizing the lies, you're realizing the masks that are there, and you're starting to pull them back. Even if you're not pulling them back in a physical way, and what I mean by this is you're not, approaching people and telling them, hey, I know you're wearing a mask, right? This is done in a way that you're able to see people's true meaning now. This is done in a way where you're able to see what people are actually saying, what they're actually meaning, what they're actually seeing. You're able to see their truth. Okay, this apple, when you look at this card here, right, it's called golden apple, but when you look at the apple, it doesn't really look right. It looks almost as if it's starting to rot, right? That's the sense that I'm getting. Is as I look at this, it's kind of giving me this sense that this main apple here is almost starting to rot. The shadows I'm seeing as being darker than what they really are, and almost as like they're rotting spots, right? You're starting to see that the facades that people are putting on, they're not working on you anymore. You're seeing through those facades, you're seeing through those areas, you're seeing through all of these things. You're seeing the areas of your life where you had been putting up these facades, you had been putting up these masks, and now you're starting to pull them away, you're starting to take them. There's definitely a sense here also, you've got the dioptas and the larkspur, right? This deals with past lives, okay? The card itself says past life healing, letting go of anger, and creating forgiveness. I don't think that for some of you, the forgiveness part is necessarily required, but I do think that there's a lot of you that are going to need to work, especially again with your childhood. A lot of those who are in this group, if not all of you who are in this group, you've had troubled childhoods or you've had difficult childhoods, and this is a lot of going back, healing your inner child, and then forgiving yourself, giving yourself permission to move forward, giving yourself permission to let go of that, understanding you're not letting go of little you, right? Understanding you're not letting go of that energy, but you are moving forward from that anger that you've held on. For some of you, this has started to manifest into health issues, okay? So you want to be wary of that. Here with this one, this has started to manifest into health issues for a great many of you because you haven't actually moved beyond that. There's definitely also this sense here where for some of you, you're going to almost feel like you're going a little bit crazy because you've got this petalite here, right? Cosmic downloads, okay? You're starting to bring in things. You're starting to understand things on such a great level that you need to be a little bit mindful of who it is you're going to be talking to about the things that you're understanding, the things that you're bringing in. You want to be mindful of what it is that you're saying to people, how you're saying those things, and who you're saying it to. There's going to be some of you that you're going to start opening up to the wrong people if you're not careful. So just being really mindful that not everything that you understand or see is meant to be spoken. It's not always meant to be put out there into the world. It's not always meant to be let go of. It's meant for you and for your purpose, but it's not always meant for everyone else in your life to understand as well. Okay, there's definitely going to be this dark level, okay, 4 months, right, over the next 4 months into the winter season if you live in the northern hemisphere. you're going to kind of be in this, you know, this kind of dark space, not dark as in negative, as in, you know, depressed, but dark as in trying to figure out your life, trying to figure out what you're going to do. Some of you are going to really have a hard time doing your mundane things, okay? This is your warning, right? You're going to have a hard time entering work. You're going to have a hard time doing all the small things. There's also a reminder here to continue to eat. Make sure that you're eating, make sure that you're hydrating yourself, right? Because this is really a ego strip. This is really like removing the layers of your ego and letting it all go. This is all about looking at things, okay? Once you're past this healing journey, okay, and it is a journey, right? It's not going to happen overnight. And for some of you, it might not even take the 4 months. For some of you, it's going to take longer. For some of you, it's going to be a little bit shorter. But they're telling me on average, it'll be about 4 months, 4 to 6 months on average. And once you're past that, you're then moving into this type of space, right? You're moving into this type of energy. But there's going to be a massive upheaval when that occurs. There's going to be there's going to be a lot of energy coming out when that occurs. So expect for there to be conflict here. Okay, expect for there to be things here that are not going to necessarily be easy. Your path forward is going to be clear. Your path forward is going to be the thing that's going to help push you forward, but it's not necessarily going to be easy. It's not going to be something that's going to be easily navigated necessarily, right? Even though you've got this beautiful river, these beautiful scenes, you still have the mountains, right? You still have the mountains. So you need to still go through those hard challenges, okay? It's never going to be easy breezy, okay? I think for some of you, this is going to be the awakening where you're going to realize that just because you're having a spiritual awakening and just because you're seeing things, it doesn't mean that things are now going to be easy. It doesn't mean things are going to be, you know, hunky-dory and everything's just going to flow super easy and super naturally, okay? We have the turtle and the coriander and the spider and the passion flower. This one right here is giving me timeline, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to rush this process. Some of you don't want to do the work. You're trying to fast track the work. Well, if I just do all these meditations and then everything's going to be fine, I'll just quickly journal and everything will be fine. And then I can do a quick ritual of forgiveness for my inner child and then I can immediately be here. This is giving me the warning of needing to really clear out, right? Cilantro in particular deals a lot with clearing, with purifying your body, purifying your space, purifying your energy, purifying your spirit, purifying your soul, right? So you need to really, this is all about, it takes time. There is a process that you need to go through in order for this to actually work out, in order for this to function, in order for this to pan out. It does take time. And you need to let that actually pan out. And then you have the spider and the passion flower, okay? Okay, there's creativity, okay? Once you've gotten to this place, once you've gotten here, this is all about being creative. It's all about creating your own web, right? Starting your own web, you know, tearing down the things that aren't serving you. Like a spider tears down its web every day, and then recreating the web, right? Opening that up again, letting things go, letting things be. I'm just going to restart the camera because the battery's run out. So let me quickly change the battery and I will pick up this reading again.